could. And I think some of the new players, in terms of how they play today, from a City perspective as a fan, like, it's exciting. You got to see what Reijnders was like in terms of his driving runs. You saw the link-up play, someone like an Oscar Bob who had to sit out the majority of last season with a broken leg. And you got that sort of freshness that's there, which is, I think, what some people would have been pining for from such a long time, from the middle third of last season when they were so poor. So I think overall, it's a really good day. Wolves obviously had that emotional connection with Diogo Jota in itself. And I think for City to be able to manage that on that opening day of the season where everybody has hope that they'll do well, I think it's a very strong performance.
And I think the other side of it is, keeping a clean sheet away from home. There was a lot of question marks on City last year and the goals they conceded. And, we saw it yesterday with Liverpool at times where you thought, okay, can they be tight defensively? Is this a case where City now says, okay, not only can we score a bunch of goals, but we can also keep clean sheets as well again?
Yeah, for me as well, from the City perspective, because I think that's a really good point. When they really struggled last year, the goals they were conceding, some of them were ridiculous. Let's call it what it is. Because I think if a team has a nice bit of play, they have a chance and it's a good finish, at times you hold your hands up. But City weren't really offering that to Wolves today, which I think is a massive deal from their standpoint, because that's them going back to who they used to be, as opposed to the team which some people think they are today.
In terms of defensively, I think you saw how important a fit John Stones is.
Absolutely, yeah.
John Stones, listen, Reijnders and Haaland were fantastic going forward. And Reijnders, for me, was probably the man of the match, even though Haaland got 2. Yeah. But going on from the conversation you and I had, Nedum, yesterday,
where you ruffled
we were
some
talking
feathers.
about defense.
You ruffled. Nedum came up to work ruffled today, Stevie.
No, Stevie.
Well, what we saw today is a team that's capable of defending properly. And at the heart of that, in my opinion, was John Stones. Made a great challenge. There was a little period in the first half where Wolves were on top, and they had an opportunity, and Stones made a fantastic challenge. But overall, defensively, they looked really solid. I think I saw Aït-Nouri making a challenge as well.
Listen, this Aït-Nouri narrative about how he can't defend. Listen, I thought he defended really well in that game.
He did.
And I think when you compare that, for example, to making your debut against your former side, like for a Kerkez yesterday, that's a different situation. Aït-Nouri, not only did he defend well, I think sometimes, when we level these accusations about people who can't defend, it's because they don't want to. Today it looked like Aït-Nouri really wanted to, so you saw his physical strength, you saw his ability to sort of defend 1v1, and he was a huge asset on that side because he needed to be.
But that's the key, isn't it? He wanted to today. He's got to want to do it for the next 37 games. And he's not going to be playing against his old team, because everybody tries even harder against their old team. But as I said, going forward, they were...
A defender wanting to defend?
Gone are those days.
Come on.
There are some around still.
There's still a couple out there.
And long may they stay around. I'm definitely of the old school of defending. But in terms of City's performance today, Stevie, we got to see a couple of the new signings doing good things as well. Which one impressed you the most?
Oh, Reijnders. Reijnders. I think what we saw from Reijnders today is what separates him from other players in Europe. The guy does he does some of the dirty stuff in the middle of the park, but the way he appears at the edge of the box or in the box for either finishing or the cutback for Haaland's goal. I mean, watching it reminded me of Gundogan when he was at his best. He had that little period where he was scoring loads of goals but still doing all the other stuff. I mean, if he can do what Gundogan was doing for, 3 or 4 years, what a signing.
And Nedum, I said, I know you're a fan of Oscar Bob as well, and we saw some little link up there with Reijnders. What did you think of him too overall?
Oscar Bob was brilliant, I thought, on that side.
Reijnders as well.
Yeah, Oscar Bob and Reijnders, the link-up play was really, really good. And I think even like from an attacking standpoint, Rico Lewis coming in there and the way that they gelled together, I think the understanding that they have felt as if they've been doing that for the longest time.
Agreed.
But as we said of Oscar Bob, he's been out for most of last season. He's trying to find fitness. You've got Reijnders who's coming in, this is a new team, this is a new setup, first time playing against Wolves and so on. But they all knew what they were doing. And what I loved as well from Reijnders, to go back to it, the cutback for Haaland for his goal, at no point as he looked, he just knows that's the right place to be. And the weight of pass was perfect to the left-footed forward to go and smash it in. But yeah, to give credit to all the new signings, I need to also give credit to James Trafford, because I thought he did really well when he came on, when he started the game.
What's going on there? What's the situation there? Because, of course, we've heard the rumours of Ederson potentially going to Galatasaray. Trafford, you did say you have to give him a nod for doing well today, even though I don't think Wolves would have threatened him too much.
No. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Let's be honest, Nedum. He wasn't going to be threatened too much.
No, you're better than that, because it's not necessarily about that, because you're playing against other professionals in the Premier League, and some of his decision-making is what I was impressed with, because I felt his presence.
He looked comfortable, didn't he?
Exactly. And when he needed to come out, there were a couple of times where, say, chances were ruled out for offside, but he rushed out quickly to deal with it. The ball at his feet felt comfortable, and he had a real calming presence. And the goal that Haaland scores, his second one, that starts with the ball at James Trafford's feet, and he plays the 30, 40-yard ball into space for Reijnders to run into. It doesn't make the highlight, but it's an important part of
But
how
to
that
me,
goal comes about.
that's the bonus, is that pass. The rest of it is looking the part.
Yes, absolutely.
Not Stevie, Nedum, two defenders. How did you feel when your goalkeeper gave you kind of like a secure feeling as opposed to, oh no, what's happening here? And this is a man that played with Grobbelaar forever. So, I mean, so there's a point when you say, hey, okay, you did, as a goalkeeper, I enjoyed when I could say, I don't think there was a minute I did something wrong. That it looked like everything was clean. I made the right decisions when I needed to. I came out, I got this, I passed the ball well here. Yeah, okay, I didn't have to make a big save, but I think every goalkeeper loves the games when you say, my team did well, I helped organize, and every decision was right.
Yes.
If you want to make a comparison, think of Kushinov, his first, when he made his debut for City last year. And then you think of what Trafford did today. I mean, chalk and cheese.
Think about this from the Trafford perspective. Last season, he's playing in the Championship. This season, he's playing for a side that's trying to win the Premier League. And on day one, he looks like he's been there for years. That shows how much potential he has.
So with that said, back to the goalie situation. Now, how do you think this is going to play out? Is he going to be, could he be the choice? You look,
Listen, if you want to know about stuff like this, you need to speak to the ESPN journalist, because I do not have a
What would
clue.
you like to see then? Because you are close to City, so I'm sure you've heard some whispers.
Can't not play next game.
Yeah, Trafford for me, like, I think Guardiola said before the game that Ederson is still his number one. But with the bid coming in from Galatasaray, you'd think that Ederson might be going there. And while the goalkeepers that are there now are in play, I think Trafford is going to be the number one. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if in a couple of years' time, Trafford's like England's number one. That's how high people have him. So if Donnarumma comes in, it definitely muddies the waters a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's purely because Trafford, is good enough to play.
If Donnarumma comes in, Donnarumma's playing. They've then made a decision that said, maybe this kid's not ready. Maybe we have an opportunity to get one of the best goalkeepers in the world right now when we exit one of the best goalkeepers in the world right now. Now, if they don't do that because they're very happy, then that will say a lot about Trafford. So,
well, I want to just stick a pin and talk about some famous number 4s at Manchester City. We know that Reijnders, of course, is donning that number right now, but it wasn't too long ago that another great man donned that number. And we have to go way back, and I mean way, way back. I mean, like, even before Vincent Kompany.
Couple of legends on there, right?
Like, you have to go back to when City had the ancient crest.
Hey, couple of legends on there, Alexis, eh? Yeah, to be honest, so I had the number 4. I took it from Richard Dunn, who was a club icon. I felt really proud in taking that from him. And then I was sort of elbowed out the door a bit at City. And when I was on loan, Vincent Kompany asked me if he could take the number. I said, yeah, sure, take it. Fast forward 10 years, he got a statue outside the stadium. So I said, well, my legacy is But then in fairness, like, Calvin Phillips came in. It's not quite worked out for him, but based on what I've seen so far this summer, I think Tijjani Reijnders will do it justice.
it's a good start.
Yeah,
it's a good start for the number 4.
He'll be fine.
Have you spoken to him yet?
Reijnders.
Or when you go back to the UK, are you going to have a chat with him and be like, listen, young man, this shirt, this number carries weight.
Listen, I don't know who you think I am, but I'm never allowed on the complex. I don't know what is going on here.
I see you doing City TV all the time.
Yeah, that's from outside.
That's
from outside. That's a different conversation.
Your own sister works for Manchester.
That's what I mean. That's a different conversation.
You are literally VIP.
Listen, if you see me talking to any of those people, just know it's AI. Let's
So you still up in the cars? Roll the
window
down.
Tijjani.
Roll the window down.
Thank you.
Is that a Panini card?
Not a Panini card. Oh, please go take a selfie.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'll let them do that.